Hi, so on a continuation of the respiratory system, I'm going to pick up where I left off in my last video, where we're down at the alveolar sac. And so let's talk about that really quick. So remember, this is going to be down at a microscopic level at the very end of the lungs. This is when we're actually performing respiration. So we left the conducting system at the terminal bronchioles, and then we entered into the respiratory bronchioles and through the alveolar duct and into the alveolar sac. So here's the sac, and we're going to zoom in even more and look at the cells of this sac in one alveolus, one of these. Okay. Let me see how I can do this. I'm just going to turn this around. I can't, okay. So here we are all zoomed in. And so this is the alveolus of the alveolar sac. So boom to boom. Okay, this is an open space. It's made out of type 1 alveolar cells, which are epithelial cells that line this, okay, simple squamous epithelium. And that's our type 1 cell. We also have a blood capillary connecting to the alveolus. That's going to be really important here in a minute. Outside, we're all connected together by elastic connective tissue. Right here is our septal cell. It's our type 2 alveolar cell, septal cell. It's going to secrete surfactant. And this is our macrophage down here. This is our dust cell. Anything that doesn't get caught in the mucosal layer of the trachea and kicked out, this macrophage will get rid of for us. Okay, so back to the septal cell. The septal cell is going to secrete a substance called surfactant, and there's actually water lined in the alveolus because you need water for the gas exchange. So what this surfactant is going to do, it's going to prevent the water molecules from sticking together, because if these little air sacs closed, we wouldn't be able to breathe. So the surfactant is extremely important. As I mentioned, we have a blood capillary right here. So as you can probably guess, this is how we perform the rest of our respiration. So the blood capillary is actually made of endothelial cells, and it's a very thin between the epithelial cells of the alveolus and the endothelial cells of the blood capillary. It's separated by a very thin basement membrane, and this makes for very rapid diffusion. So we have oxygen going right into the blood right here, right into the blood. And yeah, that's how we're getting the oxygen through the air out of our lungs and into our blood, is from this system. And this is also how we're bringing up carbon dioxide through deoxygenated blood. And it's going to come through that pulmonary trunk like mentioned, and it's going to go in here so that this can go back up and out through our body, and we can expel that by exhalation. And that's how we're going to also get rid of the CO2, is from right here, this exchange that's happening between the alveolus and the blood capillary.